Welcome to Casey's SEO. Today I'm going to show you guys how you can create a brand new website. Let's just say, for example, an SEO company in Denver. So I'm going to walk you through the complete steps, and then you should be able to use this template for any type of website, but you can get up and running in less than 1 day. So first, you're going to want to create a WordPress website. So if this was my main website, I would typically put it in WordPress just because it is easy to use. It's better than HTML from a management standpoint, but it is a little bit slower. Either way, I would go ahead and create one page to start with, and that would just be your home page. And if you guys have never used WordPress, I suggest going and looking for different tutorials to get started here. But for this example, we're going to use WordPress, we're going to use Elementor, and then you're just going to go pages, add new page, create that new home page. Okay, next you're going to want to create a blog post page. And here I'll just show you guys an example which I use a template for, and in my tool suite you get this template for free if you would want to use it, but we will just go edit first and then we'll hop into Elementor, and I'll just show you guys that template and go from there. So here's this template. It is really simple, but that's all you need. With SEO, you do not need images. I don't think anybody actually cares about your image. Now it depends on what your business is, but for SEO, honestly, unless it's a graph to show something that you personally have done, there's no reason to show any images. But we just have a title here, and this all goes off a single post template. But then this title here gets imported in from any title that you would create using a new post. But then here we just have your text and then your H2 with the little background on it. Really basic, really simple, but you just have to set up a new category, and then you can show those categories with this template or any template. So it just makes it super simple and easy to use. So that's what a post would look like. Now if you wanted to make any changes, you just go to templates, theme builder, and then you could upload that theme that I have in the SEO tool suites if you would like. Just hit add new, upload a new theme. So you can see right here there's a green dot, so this means that I'm using this one here, and then you would edit any of your conditions right here. So you can see I have different categories. It's all the same template. But then when this gets uploaded for this website, I just push the upload to WordPress button that is set up in the tool suite. So you could go ahead and create how many ever posts that you would want each and every day. But now we need to get all of these posts. So let's just say you have your WordPress website kind of up and running. We need to find content for these. So I'm going to go to the SEO tool suite, and then I'm going to come over here and we're going to go to the sitemap extractor. But first, we need to find some content. So let's go over here to Google. Let's just type in SEO Denver, and let's see who we come up with. So we can just use the first company. That's fine. And we're just going to copy and paste their URL. Come back over here. And then I'm going to paste this URL in here. And we're going to scrape their website. So it said no sitemap was found. Sometimes that happens. And if that is the case, we're going to go back. We're going to find a different one. And then we're going to try it again. So what we want to do is No. Okay. First of all, I need to make sure we have a sitemap in here. I don't know what it is without looking, so I'm going to guess. Index XML. If it's all right, easiest way is we got to find what the sitemap URL is. And if I need to spell this correctly. Alright, so they're using Yoast, so we're just going to go right here, back to here. So the client is blocking that sitemap from anybody scraping it, or at least me. We will find one. And this sometimes what it takes. All right, they got a sitemap. Let's see if we can scrape theirs. Finally. All right, so we got a sitemap to scrape. So typically, if this was my personal business, then you would have put in the sitemap with the company information. And then it would have already been pulled up and you could extract it from there and you would have been good to go. So with this, I went ahead and we scraped that sitemap. So let's go ahead and give me a second here and I will find that sitemap for us. All right, so here is our sitemap. I'm going to go ahead and open that up. Now you can see all the different URLs that they have. So if they had a big blog post, which they don't, they only have a few different posts. You could go through and do this for multiple different companies, but you could then see what they have right here. So this might be one article topic that I would want to write about. So if it was, we're just going to copy and paste that. We would need to start generating some content. Now at first, this is going to be for our blog post. So initially, we're going to go to that company info tab. You're going to put in all your information. And then that information will be used within the blog post itself. So we could come over here and create content. You would go through, pick your company that you want this content for. And since this is going to be a blog post, we would then just put in your main content. I'd go ahead and remove all of those. I would either keep this at a general or a service. So this is going to go out to Perplexity and ask these questions to try to get some data, some more current data anyways, to create some content based on. Then I would come down. For this one, since this is a blog post, we'll just keep it at conversational and come all the way down. Actually go right here and hit generate content. So this would create us one new piece of content that we would then put on the site. Now let's take a step back, but we need to create that service page. So what I would want to do, which our service page will be our home page in this example, I would just type in SEO Denver. And then right here for target keywords, you could just add your services. So let's just type in local SEO, image optimization. What else do we want to add here? Let's go national SEO. All right, we just put in these keywords. So what this will do then is create a section for each one of these based on our general keyword here, and then add some services in there. We'll go ahead and come on down, hit service, and generate. So then that would generate our service page, just a very basic service page, but then that would be the home page. Now I could go back to our sitemap and then create any other blog post that I would like. So you could create a general topic on each one of these if you would like, if that's something that you can do. But you can go through and do this for multiple competitors. You will find, some competitors that might have 1,000 different blog posts or more. And then that gives you a good base of topics that you could cover for your SEO site. And then if you even wanted to, you could go through, if you went back to that company section here, then you could scroll down and then you could put that, you could set up your WordPress REST API, and then you could upload those directly to WordPress if you would like. But what I would do is, if you have, let's just say you have one topic already created, you could just come over here to the content creator or content creator automation tool. And then you could set one of those as a cluster. So you would just put that text file right here that you just created from that first blog post. You could hit generate clusters, and then you could get multiple different topics that are similar to that topic that you loaded right up in here. Then you could set these however you would like for a writing style. If you want, you could also generate some more information that you could post on either Facebook or a Google business post. So you could click that button here and it would give you 5 different examples for each one. And then you could go ahead and post those over there if you would like. But then this one's really simple. After that, you're just going to hit start workflow, and it will go through and complete everything for you, add interlinks and add schema. And then you can hit that button right here to upload to WordPress. So you're basically done from a website standpoint. So we just created our service page, and then here you're generating blog post, which then if you want to set that theme up, you could just upload those right into your WordPress website. And then you could do that every day if you would like. The next thing I'd want to focus on is your Google business profile. So what I would do is come over here to your Google Service Description Creator tool. And then I would click on the company that you wanted to work on. And then we need to go through and find different services that you'd want to add to your brand new GMB that you have. So you can come back over here to Google. And one way you could just look at these different companies. So if we go here, we'd want to find all the ones in Denver, for example. So I would just basically just copy their name right here. And then we're going to go back to our tool. We're going to come over here and hit search by business. We're going to hit our business name. We're going to type in the location that we want, and we're going to hit search. And then we're going to hit search again. It always tells you can't find a business, but they're there. Just got to hit the button again sometimes. And then we're going to hit scrape business. And then this went through and then tried to scrape all the different services that this business offers. So we have one right there. And then we're going to go back. Let's go find a different one. So copy and paste that name. And then we're going to hit search by business. We're going to hit search. And then we're going to hit scrape services. And that one didn't find any new ones. Maybe they don't have any. So let's try this with a different one more time. All right, now we got 101 more here. So now you need to go through your list, remove anything that does not look correct or any services that you don't offer. So once you have trimmed that list up, you can come down here and hit generate business description. So this will give us a 300 character count description off of each one of these services. Then that would add in any business information that you would put in that company section. Once that is done, it's going to save to a CSV. You can go to the file, get all that information, go to your GMB, and start to fill all of that out. So there you go. You could basically set up a website within an hour with one new service page, blog post, and an optimized GMB for a brand new company. And in this case, it was for SEO Denver. If you guys have any other questions or want to check out any of the tools, make sure to go to Casey'sSEOtools.com and you will find all the other tools that I have offered in this SEO tool suite.